So I just started a Faceless YouTube channel. I just posted my first video on a brand new channel. It's been live for a few days. It only managed to get 9 views. And normally, that number would feel like a gut punch. But I'm not making this video to complain about 9 views. I'm making this video because I think most people who try to build a YouTube channel, especially a faceless one, quit somewhere in the first 30 days. Not because the idea was bad, not because they weren't talented. They quit because nobody tells them what day one actually looks like. So that's what this is. This is day one, not a highlight reel, not a how I went from 0 to 100,000 video. This is the actual unfiltered start, numbers, doubts, decisions, all of it. And I'm going to keep filming this until I know whether this thing works or whether it doesn't. Let's get into it. Okay, quick context so the rest of this makes sense. I'm building a faceless YouTube channel. No face on camera, no name attached, just voiceover, footage, and storytelling. And the reason I went faceless isn't because I'm camera shy. It's strategic. Faceless channels scale differently. You're not the bottleneck. If this works, I'm not stuck being the product. The content is the product. That matters a lot if the goal is to eventually build something that doesn't depend entirely on me showing up every single day with energy and a haircut. Now, the niche I landed on is soccer storytelling, sports documentary-style content, historic moments, legendary players, iconic matches, the kind of stuff that turns casual fans into people who are emotionally invested in a story they already thought they knew. And the sub-niche, more specifically, is long-form narrative content built around football's biggest figures, the rise and fall arcs, the comeback stories, the matches that defined careers. Think less highlights compilation and more documentary you'd watch on a Sunday night with the lights off. I didn't pick this niche randomly. I picked it because soccer has one of the largest, most emotionally engaged audiences on the planet. The storytelling format has insane rewatch and shareability. People send these videos to their group chats. And with the World Cup happening this year, there's a massive wave of attention hitting this exact space right now. People are already searching for this content. I just have to be there with something good when they do. Not to mention, FIFA is now partnered with YouTube, making YouTube their official platform for the World Cup. So the niche is chosen. That part's done. The harder part is getting people to actually watch it. That's where today's update comes in. So here's what I actually did before recording this update. I scripted, edited, and published the first video on the channel. It's a long-form narrative piece, the kind of documentary-style breakdown I just described. I spent real hours on this, researching the story, structuring the arc so it actually builds tension instead of just listing facts. Writing narration that sounds less like a Wikipedia page and more like something you'd want to listen to with headphones in. I won't pretend I didn't have a number in my head. Nobody uploads a video and genuinely expects 0 traction. Even with the most realistic expectations, there's a small voice that goes, maybe this one catches a little algorithmic luck. It didn't. 9 views. And look, I want to sit in that for a second instead of rushing past it. Because I think this is the part most how I grew my channel videos skip. They skip the 9 view day, they jump straight to the part where it's working. So let's actually talk about 9 views. Here's the thing about 9 views that I had to remind myself of today. YouTube is not a meritocracy on day one. It's a trust exercise. The algorithm doesn't know anything about this channel yet. It hasn't seen enough data to know who to show this video to, how long people watch it, whether it's worth pushing. 9 views isn't YouTube telling me the video is bad. It's YouTube saying, I don't know you yet. That distinction matters because it changes what I'm actually supposed to learn from today. I'm not going to pretend I have this all figured out. I don't. But here's what 9 views can still tell me, even at this tiny scale. Retention. Even with 9 people, I can look at where they dropped off. Did anyone make it past the first 30 seconds? Did the hook actually hook? That's signal, regardless of the view count. Click-through. How many people who saw the thumbnail and title actually clicked? With numbers this small, it's not statistically reliable yet, but it's a thread to start pulling on. My own process. Today taught me how long this actually takes me, start to finish. That matters more than people think, because if I want to build a sustainable content machine and not just a one-off project, I need to know my real production timeline, not the fantasy one. So instead of treating 9 views as a verdict, I'm treating it as the first data point in a much longer experiment. Now here's the part where most beginners in this space miss. I'm trying to document the monetization side of this from day 1, not month 6. A lot of creators wait until they have an audience before thinking about money. I think that's backwards. The infrastructure should be getting built in parallel with the content, so that when growth does happen, I'm not scrambling to figure out monetization after the fact. So here's what's already in motion, even on day 1 with 9 views. First, the obvious one, AdSense, eventually. Once this channel hits the watch time and subscriber thresholds, ad revenue becomes a baseline income stream. It won't be the main event, but it's the floor. Obviously right now, the channel doesn't generate any ad revenue. Second, affiliate partnerships, tools that creators actually use. Things like analytics and optimization platforms, design tools for thumbnails, that kind of software, often have affiliate programs that pay out when viewers sign up through your link. The audience for this niche skews toward people who care about production quality, so there's real alignment there. This is something I can start setting up now, before the views even show up, so it's ready the moment there's traffic to send. Even Amazon affiliate, posting links in relation to soccer products, whether it be soccer balls, gear, or anything else. It's worth mentioning that I only link software that I actually use. That way, I know what kind of value it can bring to my audience. Third, and this is the one I'm most excited about, digital products. Things like a script framework or a structure template for building this exact kind of narrative content. If I can prove this format works, there's a real audience of other creators who'd want the blueprint, not just the finished video. That's a product I can build once and sell indefinitely. And fourth, sponsorships. This niche is littered with advertisers with big budgets to spend. We know how big the betting industry is especially, and with the World Cup, there is no better time to start sponsoring creators. This obviously requires you to have a solid and loyal audience in order for companies to sponsor you. This will come later down the line. None of these are revenue today. Let's be honest about that. 9 views doesn't generate income through any of these channels yet. But the entire point of documenting this from day 1 is to show the build, not just the payout. If I wait until there's an audience to start thinking about any of this, I'm already behind. I want to be straight with you for a second, because I think that's the only version of this worth making. Hitting publish and watching the view count crawl from 0 to 9 over several days is not a dopamine hit. It's quite the opposite, actually. At some points, I start to talk myself into believing this was a mistake. Wrong niche, wrong format, wrong everything. But I've sat with it, and here's where I've actually landed. 1 video, 9 views, day 1. That's not evidence of anything yet. Good or bad, it's just the first frame of a much longer video. Drawing big conclusions from a single data point is exactly the kind of thinking that gets people to quit in week 2, before the algorithm even has enough information to work with. So I'm not deciding anything based on today. I'm just recording it, accurately, honestly, so that whatever happens next, I have the real starting point on camera, not a reconstructed memory of it. So that's day 1. Niche chosen. First video live. 9 views. Monetization groundwork already starting in the background, even before there's an audience to monetize. I'm going to keep documenting this. The real numbers, the real wins, the real stretches where nothing happens for days at a time. Because I think that's the version of this journey actually worth watching, not the highlight reel. The whole thing. I wanted to document this because the other faceless YouTube gurus never show this side of things. They always post videos titled, "I monetized a faceless YouTube channel in 3 videos." If you need help with anything in the video creation process, such as video ideation, choosing a niche, SEO, or generating voiceovers, I have multiple tools linked in the description to assist you with these things. If you want to see whether this actually goes somewhere, whether 9 views turns into 900, or whether this whole thing stalls out and I have to rethink the approach completely, then subscribe and stick around for the rest of this series. I'm documenting all of it, good or bad, so we can both find out how this goes. See you on day 2.